This year for Star Wars Day, we got a sudden, very viral report. A New Hope? Every Star Wars fan equally hates the sequel trilogy, and most of the hate stems from the cartoonishly bad close to the franchise, The Rise of Skywalker.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Liar!
Killing off Han and Leia, making Luke an old fart, and doing all the other insane writing choices was about as bad of an ending as fans could have asked for. When Disney announced the making of the sequels, they plan on raising a new generation of Star Wars fans. But instead of doing that, they've largely made the franchise completely irrelevant for people my age and younger. I loved the originals and Revenge of the Sith, and I loved Andor and the early seasons of The Mandalorian, but that didn't really matter perception-wise for my peers. The Mandalorian and Grogu is releasing later this month in theaters, and is striking as the biggest bomb in franchise history. Star Wars used to be a great thing, but as it got gatekept and meddled with, it rapidly deteriorated for its most important audience. And so I asked people within that audience what they think about Star Wars in 2026, and what they think of the new report from Geeks and Gamers with Lucasfilm potentially eliminating the sequels.
I haven't really seen much Star Wars movies, but from what I've seen, like the few clips that I've seen, it's there, but I don't really know much about it.
I think it's pretty boring. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, and I'm even bored on Star Wars Day. It's just not very appealing to me at all.
What do you think of the report that Disney and Lucasfilm are potentially just scrapping the whole sequel trilogy?
I think it's a bold move on their part. They're admitting that they did a bad job and no one likes them. I think it could be good because, they did a bad job and no one likes them. I think it is a bit cowardly.
So if they're like fully scrapping that and like completely getting rid of it, I think that's kind of weird because like there are a lot of things, different series have kind of spun off of that, and like especially even like at the Disney parks, like how is that going to work? Because like the whole Rise of the Resistance ride is like Kylo Ren's coming in and he's trying to get you, like how would that work? But I hope what they do is they take some of those ideas, because a lot of that was like had good ideas. It was just very poorly executed. And I hope that they can do a remake of it to where instead of like doing a remake of the already good movies, they can remake movies that have good ideas but then weren't executed well. And then they can actually build off of that and make Star Wars better in the future and like have the series be better, like the whatever they're doing on Disney Plus, have that spin off the modern stuff and be better.
I think that would really, really help their standings right now, because I think the sequel trilogy was probably like the biggest blunder that Star Wars had done since like the beginning of Star Wars. And I think if they scrapped that and redid it and they were able to actually redo it correctly, I think it would probably help them a lot with like just everything.
We'll see if the report has any truth to it whatsoever, if it actually is good for the franchise, and how people would perceive it. Regardless, there will always be one thing true. May the 4th and the Force be with you.